I'm thrilled to share with you our upcoming theme. It's called Transforming Scarcity to Abundance. In a world right now that's very dark, that is fear mongering, I don't know about you, anytime I put on any kind of social media or go on any social media platforms or listen to the news, it's about death, it's about people not trusting each other, it's about the war, and it can really get me anyway into a state of scarcity thinking, scarcity of light, scarcity of joy, of hope. And so I really felt that this was something that needed to be a theme for this particular month. So I want you to be thinking about, there's an example that I have where I had a situation where a team member had deposited a large check of mine into the wrong account. We all make mistakes, it's fine. But what I caught myself doing, and this is where really, let's enter into your mentally fit room, where I was starting to ruminate and really kind of think about it, and oh my gosh, and then this is going to happen, and then that's going to happen, and then it's not going to get into my actual correct bank account until this time. And so I didn't realize how much I was renting space in my head over this situation. Even though I'd accepted that the person made a mistake, it was more of I kept catastrophizing. You ever done that? Yeah. So that's what I was doing. I was catastrophizing. And so that was scarcity thinking about I'm not going to get it when I want it or when I need it. So to me, I thought, okay, let's just take a pause, because we know what ruminating is. I always use the example. If you've ever been a part of any of my presentations, I show my friend Betsy up there, my beautiful cow friend, and that ruminating is obsessing over a thought over and over, a situation over and over again. And what do we know cows do? They eat their food, they regurgitate it. That's right. They eat it, they throw it up, and then they eat it. That's what we're doing, right? So we don't want to do that. So for me to shift from scarcity thinking to abundant, I realized that, within a 24-hour period, I had to shake it off. So what I did was I allowed myself to be vulnerable with some colleagues. And one of them said, which was beautiful, so you've already tried to go to the bank and make some phone calls. They're not responding to you. Why don't you go to a different bank? So I thought, duh, that's fantastic. So I did. And within 10 minutes, it was resolved. They transferred the check to the correct bank account. Everything was done, right? So to me, I think it just, when we think of scarcity thinking, it's where we can get ourselves caught up into this mindset that can really trip us up. We catastrophize. And then we also can build a story that's not even there. And most importantly, it can keep us stuck in a victim place. So I'd love for you to take a moment, just pause if you want to even close your eyes and think about where in your life right now are you looking through the lens of scarcity thinking? We've got the high cost of gas. We've got the high cost of food. We have to do more with less in our organizations. Maybe I have the scarcity thinking about I have no time, I have no time, I have no time. Well, we know that you continue to live in that space, the more you're going to create that reality. So here's your homework if you're up to it. Over the next 7 days, starting right now, I want you to just notice, be that owl in the trees, and notice where all of a sudden you might jump into scarcity thinking about this could happen, and then start creating a story. And stop yourself and go, wait a sec here. What is it that, what would be a creative way of dealing with this? Because I think that when we take that necessary pause, when we ground ourselves, that's when the best decisions made. And quite frankly, especially if I'm ruminating over something, the best thing I do is get out of Dodge and I go for a walk or I go for a drive. There's something about I used to have this magnet on my fridge and it said, some of the best problems get solved when we just go fishing. Now, I don't fish, my husband does, but to me, I think it's great, whatever that means for you. It might be you go shopping, maybe you go work out, you go traveling, whatever it is. So I'm really wanting you to look at through the lens of, is my thinking scarcity or is it abundant? It was like that when I realized I'm stuck in the scarcity thinking, which keeps me in that victim place. So as soon as I became vulnerable and shared it with a couple of my colleagues, and they said, just call a different bank, and boom, it was resolved. So I want you to really be observing over the next 7 days, catch yourself doing that catastrophizing, or if you like, scarcity thinking, and then shift it and say, okay, so what's good about this situation? How might I creatively, what do I need to do creatively to resolve this? We'd love to hear what works for you. Have yourself a beautiful day. So glad you're with us.